Oh, what a rainy, nasty day to make a video. And there's the Keykeeper in the wine wagon. Big brown piece of junk. Looks like he got himself a wood board in the back of it. I wonder what he thinks he's doing with that.
I see trouble.
You sure do. What's the story with the board? What's the story with the board? Oh, so we're gonna have a, oh geez, hate walking through that thing. So we're gonna have a construction video in the near future.
Yeah, maybe.
You balance that on the bed of two pickup trucks parked back to back as your sawhorse.
No, what you do is you pop the truck by what you're working on, and you use the truck as your ladder.
Oh, there you go. That's another good idea. That could work.
If you realize you fall off the cab too. Who do you think rides higher, the van or the truck?
Oh, that's a good question, bud. I don't know.
Might be the van because it kind of arches.
I don't know.
What are you up to?
I'm making a video.
Ah. What about?
Oh, I was going to talk about some improvements that I made to Operation Animal Camera.
The trouble we got ourselves into over here.
Now wait a minute. You're hijacking my video.
You started it.
What kind of trouble have you gotten yourself into?
Radio shack.
Uh-oh, that's just what you need.
Yeah, right.
Well, bud, I'm going to run out of memory. I'm going to have to go.
You better go do what you
That was an interesting little detour. Anyway, today's a rainy old day. And we've moved the diesel rig. We actually had to move a couple of our cars because somebody said something to the local officials, and they came by and said to us that we had to clean up the yard. So the Keykeeper and I, as you can see, we spent a great deal of time cleaning up the yard. But that's still not what this video is about. This video is about some improvements that I recently made to Operation Critter Camera and the equipment that supports it. So let's go into the Roach Palace here and have a look. One of the first things I started with in recent times was to add an uninterruptible power supply to the computer that backs up the Critter Camera, and also to keep the cameras going. Now the UPS works pretty well, but it didn't at first, which proves that no job I ever get into ever can start out easily. As you can see, if you've watched some of our previous videos, this outlet plate's a different color. And the outlet plate's a different color because the wiring in this house is haphazard, to say the least. Keykeeper and I gutted this room a while ago, and you can see some of the fun that we found. And although the electrical meter is downstairs, the electricity comes all the way up here via this thick gray wire and into this incredibly crappy electrical panel, which the breakers aren't even installed evenly in. But what we found is the UPS wouldn't turn on, so we had to start looking at things. We started back here. This is the opposite of the wall of the blue room there with the computer in it. And what we found was that hot and neutral were swapped on the wiring, and of course the outlet wasn't grounded. Well, our UPS wouldn't turn on with hot and neutral swapped, so I was like, let's fix that. Well, it never turns out that easy. It turns out that whoever did this wiring up here, whoever wired inside the box, had some idea what they were up to. And so it truly wasn't as horrible as I thought it was when I took the front cover off of it and had a look inside. But whoever did the outlets was probably a danger to themselves. What I found is that instead of using the proper provided area on the outlet to attach a set of wires to go on to your next outlet, they actually soldered the wires together in the box and then connected that to the outlet and shoved the whole mess in there, which didn't fit, and in the case of that outlet with that light plugged into it there, actually broke the outlet in two. The wiring in this outlet was all crumbling apart, so I ripped it out and I replaced it with some white Romex wiring that my dad actually picked up off the curb. But there's been one other improvement, or addition. Look at that. The Keykeeper just has a way of appearing.
Magic.
You gotta watch him. It's something, alright. We added something. I found another cheap camera, and so we've gone from having just Operation Critter camera. Hang on, this is gonna take a minute. Let's see if the Keykeeper can make it through there first without the window cracking him on the back. Anyway, here we are. Now we're out on the roof. Ah, the window just cracked me on the back. Oh boy. I sure hope that opens again. Thanks to the Keykeeper for shutting it. Well, what we've gone from now, instead of having just two cameras, an Operation Critter camera, we now have Operation Panopticon. Just to say, we have a third camera up here that we have mounted on the upstairs of the house, and it is looking down over our wonderful collection of vehicles and such. It's also looking at the neighbors' vehicles. And I was inspired to do this, number one, by the fact that the camera was cheap. It was a $150 all-weather indoor-outdoor night vision camera. I bought it for $50. But the neighbor said somebody was removing antennas from his cop car and stealing them. So I guess we're going to find out over the next couple of days or weeks or whatever if there really is anybody stealing anything out here, or what people are doing out here in the wee early hours of the morning. But in the meantime, it's raining, and the Keykeeper is walking around on the bad part of the roof, and yes, that's every bit as bad as it looks. So before he hurts himself or falls on the ground at 9.8 meters per second, I think we're going to go back inside. As it happens, this thing does have IR light boost on it with all those little LEDs in there, but it doesn't really need it, and it hasn't had to come on because there's a security light over there that lights things up like a big orange sun in the middle of the night. So there you have it. Those are our latest improvements to Operation Critter camera. If there's anything to report, you'll hear about it soon enough.